This morning on Your Health during this National Women's Health Week, we wanted to highlight how important it is to start getting those regular health screenings again.
That's right. And over the past year, the pandemic has kept a lot of men and women from heading to the doctor, but you shouldn't wait any longer. NBC News medical contributor Dr. Natalie Azar is here with some really great tips. Dr. Azar, it is so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Let's dive in to the fact that there have been so many headlines about the impact the COVID vaccine has on women's health. So what's the reality check here? Should women be concerned that it's going to impact their fertility or anything else?
Well, certainly, Kristen, there are, relevant concerns for all populations, but there are some unique issues that have been raised for women, particularly women in their childbearing years. So let's list them. We've talked about the concern about fertility. Both the CDC and the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology have stated really unequivocally that there is no concern that the COVID-19 vaccine affects fertility. We've also been hearing stories that women who've received a vaccine have experienced some irregular menstrual cycles following that. Now, this is anecdotal, and the reason is that it really wasn't investigated in the vaccine trials, but it will be studied. It's, of course, important. Experts have weighed in, and they've basically said, look, 1 or 2 abnormal cycles is nothing to be concerned about. Of course, if it persists, a woman should seek, guidance from her healthcare provider. It's also really important to emphasize, Kristen, that it's not a reason to not get vaccinated, and it has no impact on this whole fertility issue. And finally, the concern about the blood clots related to the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, the CVST, cerebral venous sinus thrombosis. We have 28 total cases in over 8 million women. In the vast majority of women, the benefit will outweigh the risk. However, women should be counseled, particularly if they're in their 30s or 40s, regarding the potential side effects and association of this.
And Dr. Azar, specifically on the topic of mammograms, what do women need to be aware of?
So another interesting thing that has emerged in the last couple of weeks, Peter, is that women have been reporting that in the arm that they received the COVID vaccine, they were experiencing some swelling in the lymph nodes in the armpit or the axilla. This is a normal immune response to vaccination. However, it can also give rise to false positives or abnormal imaging if you're about to get a mammogram or an ultrasound. So for this reason, right now, the recommendation is that if you're scheduled for your regular mammogram, do so before you get a vaccine. If you have received a COVID-19 vaccine, the recommendation is to wait about 4 to 6 weeks after before you do your routine screening so you don't get stuck with these false positives that can be obviously very psychologically distressing.
A lot of good advice, Dr. Azar. Nice to see you this morning, and thank you so much. By the way, we have a lot more on this topic, women's health, on our website, today.com.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube.